Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fat Boys Fantasy Sports. What are we called?
Fat Boys Fantasy Sports. You nailed it.
Oh, I nailed it. Okay.
You nailed it. It's week one.
It is week one. We finally have real games.
This is the second most exciting time of the year. The most exciting time was when college football started.
Oh, last week, yeah.
Because that's the official return of football.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty excited, man. I can't wait to get into some of these games. All the talk's over, all the bullshit's over, all the guessing, this team is going to be great. This team's going to be awesome. This team's going to suck.
I hope all the drafts are over.
Oh, I hope everybody's done drafting.
If you're not done drafting by now, I really hope you're drafting your team right now while we're recording this Wednesday night at 8:11 p.m. Or you're going to do it sometime tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow because the game it kicks off tomorrow.
What time's that game? 8:20 p.m. tomorrow night.
8:20. That's going to be the first game we talk about here, but we got a little bit of news to talk about first.
We do. My boy.
Your boy? Oh.
I hate the Cowboys, but I mean, you see the Ohio State thing behind me.
You just like the 6-pack.
It's like 12, isn't it?
12-pack, yeah.
That dude's got more abs than I have muscles.
You could definitely wash your clothes on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Zeke signed, if you guys hadn't heard.
Zeke signed.
6 years, $90 million. I was kind of looking over the contract.
Go ahead. It's not really true, though. I mean...
Right, I was kind of looking over the contract a little bit today. They can actually release him after the third year.
Well, not just that. It's a 6-year, $90 million extension. So in actuality, like they're calling him, he's the highest paid running back in the NFL. Not actually. I mean, he's got the most guaranteed, but when you break down the 12.7 or 12.9 he had left on his 2 years, it's actually $102 or $103 million over the next 8 years, which puts him below Todd Gurley.
Yeah, but I mean, he just wanted to be able to say, which was weird to me, but I'm glad he got it.
Well, I mean, he is though, isn't he? I mean, he is the best running back in the NFL, right?
I think he is definitely. You can make a case for it without a doubt.
He might not necessarily end up as the best fantasy back this year, but I honestly, if I got to choose from any running back in the NFL I wanted on the Bengals, it would be Zeke.
Oh, no doubt. Zeke is, he can catch, he can run, he pass blocks. I mean, he brings that to your team that you didn't have, that bravado. And
yeah, I shared a tweet on our Twitter, which I think is at Fatboy Sports. Is that right?
At Fatboy Sports.
It's either, God, we're terrible at this. It's either at Fatboy Sports or at Fatboys Fantasy Sports. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But I retweeted somebody and I said, and with this news, here it is. Hold on. I'll tell you exactly what I said. It's at Fatboys Fantasy 1. So we weren't even close. I retweeted Ian Rappaport's news of the contract signing, and I said every Zeke owner breathed a huge sigh of relief when they heard this news this morning.
Oh, no doubt. You should have seen all the fantasy advice shows I watched today that were recorded, obviously, yesterday, that were all putting Pollard in their lineups, talking about how this is a steal. You have to use him. Now they have to go back in and redo all their lineups.
Oh, man. If Zeke wouldn't have signed, Pollard would have been a huge start this week. He might have been chalk. He might have been chalk in cash games.
Oh, he would have been, without a doubt. So, in other news, Antonio Brown found a helmet.
Oh, yay. Did I tell you? You know what my fantasy team's names are this year, right?
What?
AB's new helmet.
AB's new helmet.
And I found a picture online of a pink cake that is in the shape-ish of an Oakland Raiders helmet. It's pink, but it's got the Oakland Raiders symbol. It looks like a 4-year-old made it. So that's AB's new helmet, man.
I bet he'd play with it.
He probably would, as long as the NFL told him he couldn't.
All right. But I'm actually, he's a clown, but I'm glad he's back in.
Oh, me too. I was targeting him hard. I think he's going to have a lot better year than most people give him.
You said there was some other news. Jared Goff is rich now.
Yeah, they're not really fantasy relevant, but Jared Goff's the highest paid quarterback in the NFL now. I mean, okay. I mean, that's just what the market is today. I mean, he's going to be good, I think. I mean, It's tough, man. I don't know if the Rams are going to be quite as good as they were last year because nobody knows about Gurley's knees. Are they really going to have three wide receivers sustain the kind of impact or output that they got last year from three wide receivers? I mean, in fantasy, I mean, you legitimately had 3 1s, 1.5s from that team last year.
Oh yeah.
Until Cooper Kupp got hurt. But yeah, not really fantasy relevant, but golf makes more money this year than I'll ever see in my life.
Yeah, no doubt. Hell, the guy sitting on a bench makes more money than all.
That's true. That's very true. I think that's really all the fantasy relevant news, though. I mean, just really Zeke.
Zeke is the big news. Absolutely. That changed everybody's fortunes, and I'm happy he's back. All right, so let's get into this. What we're going to do tonight, normally on Wednesday nights or Thursday morning, depending on when we put this up, we're going to go over the lineup we had the week before, see what cashed, what didn't, talk about the cash game scores, about what you had to score, and talk about the we call them tournaments, the tournament game scores you had to get, see where our lineups matched up, where we went wrong, where we went right, and then we're going to kind of cover what they call them, maybe the primetime games, what they call the Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night, the ones that aren't on the main slate. We're going to kind of go over those.
Yeah, the primetime games.
Primetime games. So let's kick it off. The very first game, Thursday night, is the Green Bay Packers at the Chicago Bears.
Yep.
And Chicago's actually favored in this game.
Which they should be. They're at home.
They're at home, but it's -3. So basically,
it's a push.
6. Oh, well, no, I'd say it's -6, basically.
No, you get 3 just for being at home. So if the line's -3, then
you're right.
It's basically a push.
And it's 46 total is what they're saying. So
I could see that.
It's not one of the highest scoring games. It's pretty much basically they're thinking it's going to be pretty much a defensive game.
Yeah,
Chicago.
They both have really good defenses, but the thing is Chicago's defense relied a lot on turnovers last year. So
that's what I was just going to say. Chicago had one of the better defenses in the fantasy last year and in reality, but it's because they had a lot of turnovers. Yeah. Now they do have Khalil Mack, who is just beasting.
Right.
And so their defense is still pretty good, and we don't know what Green Bay's new offense is going to look like. We have no idea, really.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, especially when you think about the fact that they've got a guy at running back he's good, but he's unproven for the most part. Aaron Jones. He was going as a low-end running back 1, high-end running back 2 in most drafts. You got Aaron Rodgers, who's always good. I mean, but his receiving core after Devontae Adams, it's highly suspect. I mean, they've got Jimmy Graham, I believe, still at tight end, who, if you drafted him last year, you hated yourself for it.
Oh, yeah, you were so mad.
Who else do they have there at wide receiver now? They got Geronimo Allison at wide receiver, who I think is going to have a fantastic year. And he's actually cheaper than Marquez Valdez-Scantling. I think Allison's going to have a better year than Valdez-Scantling personally.
I do too. But you just don't know. Like Chicago's pass rush is so good, but Aaron Rodgers is so good at beating the pass rush. So you're not going to be able to double. Like Adams is going to have a game, I think this is not like your normal Thursday night games. Your normal Thursday night games are usually duds because most teams only have 3 or 4 days off.
Right. Yeah. This is definitely not your normal. I mean, these two teams have known they're going to play this game on Thursday night for 3 months now, 4 months. I mean, how long ago did the schedules come out?
Yeah. And I really think that Aaron Rodgers and his new coach want to show the world that Aaron's better and that their relationship is good. Aaron was kind of hurt last year.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers gives a shit what anybody thinks about his relationship with his coach.
He got his old coach fired. He wanted him out.
I know, and he wasn't happy that they hired this guy. So
that's probably true. He probably wanted to coach the team himself.
But I mean, Aaron Rodgers is a proud guy. He's going to go out there and he's going to ball. I mean, that's what he does. He's going to ball out.
But here's the problem I have. Aaron Rodgers, so now we're looking at this for fantasy purposes. Aaron Rodgers is one of the highest quarterbacks on the slate.
Price-wise.
Price-wise. At $8,200. The game I'm talking about is a Sunday night through Thursday night through Monday night, and you're looking at like
so yeah, there's these single game
yeah.
single game contests that they have on FanDuel now. And this one is just the Thursday night game. It's the NFL Rush, and you pick 5 players, right? So you get 60,000 to pick 5 players, but the price of the players go up. So you got Rodgers at what, 8,500 for
8,200 over here.
8,200 for a normal slate. They've got him at 15K, 15,000 on this one. So it's 3,000 higher than average per player.
Yeah, he's the highest priced player there. Over here, I think it's Deshaun Watson at 8,500 for the Thursday. We're just looking at Thursday night games. So Thursday night, Sunday night, and then the 2 Monday nights. So we're not looking at the regular rest of the slate.
Right.
But and then Devontae Adams, man, is
right behind him.
Freaking $8,700.
Okay, so on this one, though, single game, they've got him at 14.5. So he's right behind Rodgers.
The only on the prime time, the only player is higher is D-Hop is 9,000. What they got him on that?
This is just Thursday only. So
that's Thursday only. You're right. Okay,
yeah.
Never mind. So D-Hop is 9K, and then you got Deshaun Watson is 8.5 over here. So they're I think they're. I just don't think I can spend that much money on a quarterback.
You can't spend that much money on a quarterback, and you can't spend that much money on a wide receiver. I don't think personally. I can't see dropping 8,700 or 9K on Adams or Hopkins.
Me either. Not in a DFS. And then, but you're looking at Scantlin as 5,900 and Allison is 5,500. And so I'm thinking, I like your Allison pick. I think that Rodgers is going to beat that pass rush of the Bears. I'm not saying they're going to win. And to me, this is DFS. I don't care who wins or loses. Right. I want a shootout. But,
yeah, I like Geronimo Allison in this game. I think he's going to be the one because technically Scantling is the number 2 in Green Bay. If I believe, I could be wrong, but I think they're going to have Scantling actually coming out of the slot. He's going to take over that Randall Cobb type position, and Geronimo Allison's going to be opposite of Devontae Adams. So if they do start doubling up Adams, I think you could see.
Oh, Allison.
Right, he could go off.
I think he's going to come out of there.
Allison was the number 24 wide receiver last year before he got hurt.
Yeah, he was having a good year.
Right.
And Scantlin, he's still a rookie. I mean,
this is his second year, isn't it?
He feels like a rookie. I mean, did he? I don't remember him playing much. Anyways, okay. So while you're looking that up, Aaron Jones is a mid-level running back, though. He's only 6,800, but I'm not taking a running back against that Chicago D line.
No, I wouldn't.
And especially Green Bay running back. I mean, no offense to any Green Bay running back, and he was having a good year last year, but they like to throw the ball. Aaron Rodgers averaged throwing the ball 40 times a game last year.
How much is Tariq Cohen?
Tariq Cohen is 6,300.
Compared to how much was Jones?
68. So you're saving $500.
I'll take Tariq Cohen over Aaron Jones all day long, and especially for a $500 discount.
Oh yeah, no doubt. But the place I thought, Jimmy Graham, he scares me, man. I think he's high for a tight end too. He's 5,100 over here for a tight end.
Yeah. His price might be inflated though because of the lack of, I wouldn't say lack of weapons on Green Bay, but the lack of known weapons. Like you've got these guys like the Geronimo Allison and Valdez Scantling. You don't know what they're going to do exactly.
They lost Cobb.
Right. They lost Cobb. Jimmy Graham. I mean, yeah, he's lost several steps since his heyday, but Jimmy Graham, he still has potential to go out there and catch 9 balls for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. He still has that potential.
And then I'd put down Trey Burton down here, but I forgot he got hurt, so they're not even sure if he's gonna be ready to play in week 1.
Well,
so
if Trey Burton doesn't play, that leaves an opening for Ellis Richardson. Ellis Richardson. He's their backup tight end.
I didn't even look at that yet. Huh. Okay. See, I need to talk to you more before we get going here. All right. So But out of that game, is there anybody you feel like you have to play? Because on you have that one game slate you're playing.
Yeah, so on this one game slate, I've got 60,000 to fill 5 roster spots. That's an average of 12K per. I'm throwing in Tariq Cohen at 12K. Gotta have it. When it comes to quarterback, I can either drop 15K on Aaron Rodgers or I can drop 13.5 on Mitchell Trubisky. Here's the thing about this slate, though. You get a pick in MVP. Whatever player you put at the MVP slot, you get 1.5 times their points. So if you can nail that player, if you can nail the guy in this game that's going to have the highest score, throw him at MVP. He may be worth, going big. But on top of that, you don't have to play a quarterback either. You just pick 5 players. Any flex. So could Aaron Rodgers go out and drop 50 fantasy points? Sure. I mean, yeah, he can. But are you willing to drop 15K to find out? Now, if you can find other places to save money, like for instance, Tariq Cohen 12K. All right, I'm still on average, but I can drop Geronimo Allison at 9.5. That gives me an extra 2,500 right there. Okay, Anthony Miller, the wide receiver for Chicago, he's their number 2. He's only 9, so that gives me an extra 3. Right there's an extra $5,500. Boom, I can start Aaron Rodgers.
I'm not playing that slate without a QB in my.
Right. How do you not? How do you put somebody other than a quarterback as MVP?
Right. I mean, they just naturally outscore everyone else.
So let me build this real quick. If I put Rodgers at MVP, I got Tariq Cohen in there.
Yep.
I got Geronimo Allison in there. I got Anthony Miller in there. That leaves me exactly 14,500 left for my last player, which is Davante Adams.
Yeah.
So now I'm sitting here with Aaron Rodgers as MVP, Tariq Cohen, Geronimo Allison, Anthony Miller, Davante Adams. Now, I don't know how happy I am with Anthony Miller in there, but I mean, that seems like a pretty good lineup.
That doesn't seem bad. I mean, because especially since it's the first week and you really don't know what's going to happen. But right. I really do think that all the pundits, all the talking heads, they're all on Chicago this week. They all think Chicago's just going to manhandle Green Bay.
I don't think they're going to manhandle them, but I do think they're going to win. I think Chicago's going to win that game.
I was talking to a guy today who's actually going to the game. He said he got 2 tickets in a hotel room, $800 for the tickets.
Wow.
He's a Bears fan. I don't have to tell you I'm rooting for him to lose. So when he comes back Friday, I can just mess with him.
You can actually put 2 quarterbacks in too.
Oh, really?
So I can pull out Davante Adams, put in Mitchell Trubisky, pull out Anthony Miller, and I can throw in Valdez-Scantling if I wanted to.
Okay, so then what you're looking at is who's gonna outscore who, Trubisky or Rodgers?
Yeah, you got to pick which one you want to put in your MVP spot.
Yeah.
Here's fantasy points per game last year. You ready for this? FanDuel fantasy points per game between these 2 quarterbacks. Aaron Rodgers, 19.66. Mitchell Trubisky, 19.64.
Right. Yeah, there's not a lot of difference between quarterbacks, man. There's just not. That's but I really think that if we're going to look at it this way, Chicago's defense, I think, is better than Green Bay's defense.
Yes, I agree.
I might put Trubisky in the captain's chair.
You think so?
I don't know, but Rodgers he's a better quarterback and he has better weapons. I don't know.
Right.
Wow. That's a lot. Oh, and I was looking the tight end up. Burton's a game time decision, so I don't know if I would actually stick. But Richardson is minimum 4,000 over here, so you'd be saving $1,600. But you don't know if he's going to play or not.
Yeah, it'd be tough. For something like this, you would have to. I mean, you can set your lineup and go back in and change it. So,
what I normally do on the Thursday, if I play a Thursday night slate, which I don't normally do, but I'll put in a dummy lineup, and I'll usually make 2 lineups. I'll make a lineup with all Thursday night players, just so you can look like you went off until Sunday starts, Or usually what I do is I just usually put in Sunday players. I don't, and then once I finish my research here coming up Friday or Saturday, then I'll start playing the players that I really want to play. But this, like we said, this is a different Thursday night game. But we can go on to the Sunday night game if you're ready, unless you had anybody else to talk about.
No, not here.
All right, the Sunday night game is a game I think is pretty important as far as the league goes, as far as, playoff implications and everything. I know it's only week 1, but it's Pittsburgh at New England. And this is New England is -6 with a total of 51. So it's a little on the high scoring side. New England's favored. And I don't really know about this game at all, man. Fantasy-wise, I want to stay away from it. But you got Roethlisberger and Brady are basically priced about the same over here, 7,600 and 7,300 for Brady, 76 for Big Ben. So they're kind of middle range quarterbacks.
Right.
What I like, Connor is 7,700. That's kind of almost a high tier. Sony Michel's 6,600. That's a $1,000 savings if you're looking at playing a running back.
I'm starting Sony Michel over Connor in that instance.
I am too. Now, I like Connor, but I tweeted out earlier this year, or this month actually, if you look at his last 5 games last year, they started pulling back on him and they started running Samuels more and more.
Yep.
They were taking away Connor. So I don't know if they're going to have – everybody says that Pittsburgh doesn't have that split running backs, but towards the end of last year, they kind of did. And I'm not saying they're going to have a committee, but I think Connor needs every touch he can get if he's going to compare to Bell. If he's going to pay off a $7,700 price tag.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, now what we don't know is why they split those carries towards the end of the season. I know Connor missed a little bit of time in the middle of the season, right? He got a little bit banged up. Was he hurt? I don't know. I honestly don't see. I don't see Samuel. Is it Samuel or Samuels?
Samuels.
I don't see Samuels taking a lot of the workload from him, especially not early in the season.
I picked him up in a lot of late drafts, late rounds in my drafts, just hoping. Yeah. Here's something else I found really interesting. Is it Jamal White? James White.
James White, the running back from New England, yeah. 6,300.
The only problem is FanDuel's only half-point PPR. I don't know exactly.
Yeah, that'll. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't know how much he is over in DraftKings. I haven't looked yet, but.
Yeah, that'll hurt you a little bit, the half-point PPR, but still, I mean, New England's one of those offenses where you can actually afford to start both their backs. I mean, there's a good chance that James White's going to go out and have, 60 yards rushing, 10 catches for 70 yards. Right there, you're looking at 18 points.
Oh, yeah.
And then Sony Michel might get, 20 carries, 18 carries for 85 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, he's going to be a touchdown machine this year.
I think he is. But I think I like Michel, though, if you're only playing one running back out of this. And then I'm not on Connor. I know a lot of people are. Maybe it's because I hate Pittsburgh with every bone in my body. So it's kind of hard for me to play Pittsburgh. But you got to kind of turn a blind eye to that if you're trying to win money. But I think it's a bad matchup for him. I just think that New England's going to everybody thinks Pittsburgh's going to go in there and do damage. And I just don't think they are.
I think Pittsburgh is one of those teams that could. I mean, they could. Yep. I mean, they're just one of those teams. They don't go away, man. They never go away. They're always good. So, I mean, yeah, they could go into New England and put up some points. And I think they will go into New England and put up some points. But I think New England at home, they're hard to beat. But we're not talking about who's going to win or lose the game.
No, we're not.
So, and just like any other time you're talking about New England when it comes to fantasy football, while I just said I think New England's a team that you could potentially start both of their running backs, you're not doing that in a cash game. You
No.
might do something like that in a tournament.
Oh, yeah.
But other than those two running backs, I mean, is there anybody that you really feel confident starting on New England? Maybe Edelman.
Edelman is, to me, is the consummate cash game receiver. You just plug him in, you don't worry about him. He's going to catch 7-8 balls for 65 yards.
I mean, yeah, he's steady Eddie.
Yeah.
I mean, he's steady Eddie. If you're talking for a cash game receiver that's probably not going to cost you a ton, what's his price right now?
He's actually 7,100, which
that's actually pretty high.
Yeah, it makes you think he has to score a touchdown to pay that off.
Right. Which
Juju's 8,100.
See, I would pay 8,100 for Juju in that game.
Think so.
Dude, I think Juju might be the number one wide receiver at the end of the year.
Here's a stat. I don't know the exact stats, so I'm not going to quote stats on this, but Ben Roethlisberger was like the number 3 or 4 quarterback last year in yards. I think he might actually led the league in yards passing last year.
He had like 48 or 4,900, I think. Or was it over? It wasn't over 5,000.
Well, then he didn't lead the league because you had Ketchup Boy in KC.
Ketchup Boy.
But Ben Roethlisberger is still slinging the ball. I mean, they play fast. That's one thing people don't. You think of Pittsburgh, you think of their running game and their defense, but that's not Pittsburgh. It hasn't been them for years. They play fast and they throw the ball a lot. Antonio Brown's gone, but
he had 5,100 yards last year.
51. I thought he either led the league or he was like second or third. I can't remember.
Right.
In passing yards, would you even have thought that?
I mean, yeah, I guess because I watched him throw for 7,000 yards against the Bengals alone. So,
right. I wouldn't have thought that.
Antonio Brown's gone, but Juju Smith-Schuster is going to be really good. They got Washington. Washington's a good receiver.
Yeah, yeah.
They've got
Vance McDonald.
Vance McDonald at tight end. They got another wide receiver. Oh my God, his name just escaped me. He came over from another team. Jesus. He used to play for the Colts. Dante Moncrief.
Oh, Moncrief. Yeah, I got him down here. That's one guy I wanted to look at. He's only 5,400.
He might be worth a shot in a GPP or something, a tournament game with Moncrief. I don't know if you can start.
Moncrief is good, man.
Moncrief is good, but there's a reason why he's never got a ton of action. Is it because he can't run routes? Is it because his hands are stone? I don't know. But there's a reason. If you're playing with Andrew Luck and your only competition is T.Y. Hilton, who, don't get me wrong, is a beast, but you're 3 times his size.
Right.
I mean, you should be able to come down with 10 touchdowns a year on that team, and he couldn't do it. Granted, he was young. I mean, he played there for his first 3 seasons, but I'm not starting Moncrief in a cash game.
There's a game coming up that we're going to talk about here in a second that I'm really excited about.
Well, let's just go ahead.
A lot of the plays in it.
Let's finish
this one. Well, let's finish this one real quick because you got Edelman 7,100, and then Josh Gordon's only 6,300. I don't know how they're gonna use Josh Gordon.
I think Josh Gordon's a guy, like, once again with New England players. He's a guy you can take a chance on in a tournament at 6,300. But he had like 12 yards. He was averaging like 12 yards a catch last year. Right.
And I think that he's actually going to get better and better with them. But I don't know. The first game coming out of the box.
Well, I mean, it depends on how many joints he has in his locker.
This is true. I'm actually staying away from New England. I usually do in DFS because New England isn't like other teams. Some teams, like the Rams, you know what they're going to do. Just teams, you know what they're going to do. With New England, they don't have a specific game plan they stay with every week. They model what they're going to do against who they're playing. If they need to run the ball 50 times, they're going to run the ball 50 times. That's just how they are. So you just never know what they're going to do. So me personally, I stay away from them. I'm not telling anybody else what to do.
I do the same thing. I tend to avoid New England at all costs.
The next game is the Texans against the Saints. They're in New Orleans.
I believe this game has the highest over-under of the week.
You're going to be down there, aren't you?
I'll be in New Orleans, but not at the game.
Oh.
It's Monday night, right?
Oh yeah, it's Monday night. You'll be back.
Yeah, I'll be back.
This is they have the Saints -7 with a 53.5 total.
Oh, so that went down. It was 54.5 or something like that 2 days ago.
Well, I actually got this like 3 days ago, so.
Oh, then it might have went up.
It might be going up. I don't know. Of course, they're a little bit different with each site you look at too, depending on what bookie it is. But I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how the Saints defense is going to be this year.
The Saints defense is good, man. The Saints defense is good. You know why they're good?
Why?
Because it's Ohio State Buckeyes South. I think they've got 6 starters on their defense from the Buckeyes. But no, the Saints defense is pretty good, and they were really good for fantasy last year too. I don't know if you know that or not.
Yeah, you know what? I think you're right, because I did try to play against them a couple times. I stacked teams against them, and then I didn't do too well last year on those games. So they actually they had a lot of takeaways too, though. I think they relied on the takeaways. But you got Deshaun Watson and Drew Brees in this game. Watson's 8,500, which is the highest quarterback on the primetime games, right. And then Brees is 8,000.
I think if you have to pick between those two, you go with Brees.
Not me, not this year.
You would take Watson at 85 over Brees at 8.
I don't think Brees is going to pay that 8 off this year. I don't think Brees.
You think Watson's going to pay off 85 against the Saints D? I mean, that's the way I look at these kind of things.
That's a tough call.
Like I think Brees is gonna slide a little bit. I mean, he's 40 some years old. Father Time never loses. I still think he's gonna be a top 6 fantasy quarterback this year, most likely. I mean, name 5 other guys. Name 6 guys that are gonna be better than him. I mean, yeah, I think Watson will be better than him. Mahomes will be better than him.
Big Ben's gonna be better than him.
Big Ben will maybe. I mean, we think Juju's going to have a great year, but if they start doubling him and he can't get out of it, who knows?
The only thing I see that Brees has going for him is Michael Thomas,
Alvin Kamara.
I hate this Saints team. All right, you're right. I mean, I don't really want, but I don't want Brees. I don't know what I would do. I don't want anything to do with Brees this year.
Well, I mean, if you're picking from the primetime slate, you're looking at what? Aaron Rodgers, Mitchell Trubisky,
I got 2.
Tom Brady, Deshaun Watson, Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger. I mean, you've got options.
Got Carr and Flacco coming up in the next game. We'll talk about that in a minute. I'm saving the best game for last.
Yeah, you are.
But okay, so. You're right. You're actually really right. I mean, if you're looking at it that way, but it's only $500, and I really think that Deshaun Watson's going to have a much better game. But listen to the Saints. You got Brees is 8,000. Kamara's $8,100. He's the highest running back. Then you got Michael Thomas is 8,500.
I'll take it.
So you're going to stack Saints.
Yeah, all day.
Of course. Houston's defense is not that good, and they just traded away
one of their best pass rushers, Jadeveon Clowney. No, I'm not stacking Saints necessarily. Like it's hard.
Right.
It's hard to pay 85 for Thomas and 81 for Kamara and 88,000 for Brees. I mean, it's hard to do that.
It is, but there's some.
But let's compare Michael Thomas to the rest of the wide receivers in the primetime matchups. He's what? The second highest paid, third highest paid.
You got D Hop and Adams. They're the only 2 above him.
Are you going to pay $9,000 for D Hop? Are you going to pay 87 for Adams?
But I know what Michael Thomas is.
Right.
I'd probably pay for Michael Thomas.
And then look at the running backs going in this slate: Sonny Michel, James White, Connor. any of the
You got-
guys from the
you
Green
got
Bay Chicago game.
Duke Johnson's all the way down to 6,100. Would you take
Duke Johnson is a great play in tournaments at 6,100. The problem is I don't know how much love they're going to give Carlos Hyde.
Carlos Hyde, to me, runs like his shoes are four sizes too big.
Right?
He's
a Buckeye.
He is, and he don't go down. He's a beast.
He's a truck. But I told you, man, that same algorithm or whatever that had Alvin Kamara having his bust out, rookie season came out, and they did all their rankings and everything, and that same algorithm has Duke Johnson being the next Alvin Kamara. Granted, Duke's been in the league, but he's been in that cesspool in Cleveland for his entire career.
What about Latavius Murray?
I think Latavius Murray is going to have a sneaky good season because you know how much Sean Payton loves that dual running back system. And Latavius Murray is the perfect guy to be standing on the sidelines while Alvin Kamara catches 7 balls for 70 yards in a drive, gets him to the 2, and then in comes Latavius Murray to pound it in for the touchdown.
Yeah, he's only 5,900. He's going to be a touchdown thief this year, I think.
Yeah, he's still one of those guys. These are all cash game plays, man. He's so hard to play in tournament plays. He's so hard to play in cash because you don't know if he's going to touch the ball 12 times.
Oh, that's one thing we should make clear. I'm not playing a Thursday night slate in cash games. I'm not doing it.
Oh, heck no.
No, if you're playing any of these guys, it's tournament for me. I'm not talking about for anybody else. This show's just for me and you. We're just going through our shit. And if people want to take some of our advice, that's good. But I don't want anybody saying, you told me to take.
I'm not telling anybody to do anything. I'm giving my opinion on these players.
But I really do like Latavius Murray in this game. I think he's a steal. I would put together a team with Duke and Murray and just try to build like you're talking about. That way you could go up and get
absolutely
Kamara but are you putting Kamara in on a tournament team? I guess you can.
Yeah.
I'm looking over here. So you got Michael Thomas and then you got D-Hop. Those are the 2 highest paid receivers. And then you got Will Fuller's all the way down to 6,100.
I'm not dude. Will Fuller's got a ton of potential, but I'm not banking on him until he shows me something.
Right.
And by show me something, I mean he stays healthy.
Did you see, was it the Saints picked up Kenny Stills?
No, Kenny Stills got traded, didn't he, to Houston?
Oh, he's with Houston now. That's right. Yeah, he's a burner.
He is a burner, but so is Will Fuller. Like, Will Fuller has D-Hop and a bunch of guys that run fast.
What is QT hurt still?
Who?
QT. What's his name?
Oh, yeah.
The third receiver in Houston.
Is he still the third?
Stills might jump him.
I don't know if he is or not. I saw a lot of guys taking him in best ball league stuff.
Now, Traquan Smith was somebody I was on last year with the Saints a couple games, and he
had 2 really good games.
Yeah, and then he did nothing else. So,
who else did they have at wide receiver there though? Ted Ginn Jr. The dude's 73.
I love Ted Ginn though, man.
Another Buckeye.
Yeah. All right, so there's not really a lot in that game unless, like you said, we're going to build a tournament lineup.
There's a ton in that game. That game is chock full of fantasy people, man. That game's going to be ridiculous. I honestly think you could build a tournament team based on those 2 teams alone.
Just those 2 teams.
And make some money.
Let's see. What I was trying to do there was trying to set up for the game of the week.
You got to tell me this stuff in advance, man. You can't just throw there's not a lot there when we're talking about the Texans and the Saints and expect me to not react.
Right. So that game is full of a lot of firepower, and the defenses. Even though you said the Saints have a really good defense, I think Houston has the firepower to. I mean, they can go toe to toe with them.
Oh, I absolutely agree. I honestly, I could see that being one of those games that coming down into the fourth quarter, you're looking at a 38-35 game. I mean, that game could definitely approach the 60s, 70s.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And that's the first Monday night game. And then after all that excitement, after all those points are scored and those touchdowns and after all the dust clears, then we get Denver at Oakland.
Do we even have to talk? Can we skip this game? I mean, this is going to be a 7-4 game somehow.
I guess
this is going to be a baseball score.
I guessed that it's 17-14 Denver, and I was wrong. I had it at 31 total, and I had Denver -3. The Raiders are actually favored -1, but like you said,
they're at home, right?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
But they have a 43 total, which is the lowest total on the whole weekend, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I could see this game being like a 21-17, 24-17, somewhere in that area. I mean, really I do like Josh Jacobs. I mean, Denver's got a good pass rush. I don't know how good their run defense is. I can't remember.
Here's the thing, though. You don't think they're going to score any point? I mean, these are the two of the lowest priced quarterbacks for the whole weekend. Carr is 6,600 and Flacco 6,400.
I mean, if you want to try and build like just a ridiculous skill position team and you need a super cheap quarterback, sure, you can throw in one of these guys. Probably Flacco. I mean, his weapons are kind of weak. It's tough, man. Like, I want to say Carr because he's got AB, and there's not a cornerback in the league that can stop that dude. Except for William Jackson III did all right when he was playing the Bengals, but
Philip Lindsay's 6,600 and Josh Jacobs 6,500.
I like both those guys. I think Lindsey's going to get challenged by Royce Freeman this year. That was supposed to be Royce Freeman's job last year.
Here too.
Yeah. That was supposed to be Freeman's job last year. And then this undrafted white kid with an afro, he's not really white, but just came out of nowhere and just
Philip Lindsay looked good
on the scene.
Yeah, he can play, man. Look, Royce Freeman's 5,900, but I still look for him to challenge for that job. I mean, like you said, it was his job. But Lindsay just looks really good.
I look for him to. I can't start either one of those guys.
Oh no, no, I'm not starting them. This is just like, okay, say you're putting together like you were talking about a tournament team.
Yeah.
And you got to have somebody in a flex. I would have Josh Jacobs in my flex for 6,500.
Oh, Josh Jacobs. Yeah, I thought I'm talking about Royce Freeman or Philip Lindsay.
Oh, okay.
I can't start either one of them because I think
you just don't know.
I think Lindsay's going to get the bulk of the carries to start the season, but I think they're also going to put Freeman out there because, I mean, let's face it, they spent a third-round draft pick on the guy?
Yeah. Here's what I want to see, though. I'm going to get over to the wide receivers real quick, and then because you got Antonio Brown, 8,000. I don't have a problem playing him. If you put him with Carr, I mean, look how much your quarterback wide receiver combo is only 14.
Yeah, that's cheap.
14.6. I mean, but then I'm looking at this. I know you don't like any of Denver's.
Cortland Sutton.
Listen, you got Sutton, Hamilton, and Sanders, and they're all 59, 56, 56. And I am all over Sanders this year. I think I'm playing him in my tournaments. For my Thursday night tournament, he's in there, man. You don't like him?
I like Sanders. I want to see what he looks like before I can start playing him. He missed last season with a torn Achilles. That's not an easy injury to come back from. I want to see what he looks like.
That's true. But I think he's gonna have a field day.
The problem is if he goes off at 5,600. If he goes off next week, he's going to cost 7.
And I'm pairing him with Joe Flacco on my tournament.
All right, let me know which one you're in so I can get in the same one.
But then I thought that this is something I thought was really very interesting to me. It's like both the tight ends in this game. You got your boy you were talking about earlier, Fant.
Noah Fant.
4,900. And then you got another rookie tight end that everybody's talking about, man. Waller for Oakland.
He's not a rookie.
4,800. Well, was he?
He played last year. He got hurt, I think.
Okay. God damn. You need to tell me who's the rookies and who's not.
Yeah, I like both
everybody's talking about it,
ends.
but they're both Waller's 4,800 and Fant is 4,900. But you just don't know yet.
No, you don't. You really don't. Now, the one thing I do know about Noah Fant is the dude can catch the ball and the dude can run. The problem is with ancient Joe Flacco back there, if Fant starts getting into issues with pass protection, they're going to pull him out. You know, they're going to find somebody else to play that position. But if they do what they should do with Noah Fant, and that's split him out in the slot, like the Bengals used to do with Eifert before they got him killed, like the Patriots did with Gronkowski a lot, you put Fant in the slot, he's unguardable. He's too big for a safety or a corner, and he's too fast, way too fast for a linebacker. I mean, he is like, God, Jimmy Graham potential. I mean, the dude is just, he's got potential to be a great tight end in this league. And he was the second tight end drafted from his college football team.
Yeah.
TJ Hawkinson.
So here's so I'm starting off my who?
I think Hawkinson. Hawkinson is his name. Plays for the Lions.
Oh, okay. I wonder if I should go. I don't know. Okay, so I'm starting to build my tournament team here for my Thursday night
All right.
matchup. And I said I'm going to go Flacco and Sanders. I'm going to throw Josh Jacobs in there. I don't know if I want another. I don't want another Raider. So I'm going to go Fant. Yeah, okay. So I got Flacco throwing to Sanders and Fant. And then I'm coming back with Jacobs. Maybe I'll go Antonio Brown. And then I'm going to build the rest of this team around that.
Okay.
See what I come up with. But so that's basically what we're going to do on Wednesday nights or Thursday morning, whenever this gets on. And then you got anything else you wanted to cover?
No, not for this episode. We'll probably tighten this up a little bit as the weeks go on, obviously, because we're also going to throw in last week's results on the Wednesday night show. So we'll tighten it up a little bit. We're going to try and keep these shows to an hour or less, preferably. So I don't have anything else for this one. We will be back Sunday, I hope. I'm going to be traveling. I'm going to do my very best. If I have to Skype from my phone, I will.
We'll definitely put a show out.
Yeah, we'll get something out there Sunday morning. Yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got for this.
That's all I got too. All right, man. Good luck to everybody. And if you want to leave any comments or anything, just let us know. Like if you got any players you're thinking about.
Wait. I do have something real quick.
Okay.
It's not about the slate this weekend. It's not about players. It's about your actual strategy when it comes to DFS. Just real quick, when you put a bankroll in, whatever that amount may be, when you decide how much you're going to play each week, how much of that do you put towards cash? How much of that do you put towards tournaments?
I thought we already kind of went over this. Like I'm going to be playing $100 a week, 70. It's going to be 70 to 75 in my cash games, and then 25 to 30 in my tournaments, just depending. So about 25% in my tournaments.
I don't know if I'm going to throw 100 at it a week. I might throw 1,000. I haven't decided. Yeah, however much I decide to play each week, I think I'm going to be probably closer to 80, 85 cash and 15 to 20 GPPs. I haven't had a ton of luck in GPPs. I've cashed really, really small amounts, but usually when it comes to cash games, I almost always make my money back by the end of the season at the very least. And when I say make my money back, I mean that pay for all the money I paid for tournaments and when I, if I deposit 500 by the end of the year, I have 500 or more. So
that's kind of my goal.
Yep.
I would love to hit it big, but
Man, my goal when it comes to DFS is, of course, we all want to win money. I mean, that's the whole reason we're here. But I really do thoroughly enjoy this stuff. So if I can put $500 on a site and at the end of the season have $500 on a site, that's a victory for me because I enjoyed every second of it and it cost me nothing.
Me too, man. I love this, and this is why we're doing this is to kind of. If I figure if we can talk about each game, we might see something we missed. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like this Fant. I would have never thought of Fant if I hadn't went over this whole. But he might be a sleeper tight end. He may have for $4,900, you're basically throwing. He doesn't have to do much.
Oh yeah, I mean if he goes out and gets you 9 points.
Yeah, I mean in a cash game, all you want is double.
Right.
So.
All right, man. It's been a good show. I like it.
We'll
be back Sunday.
Subscribe, like,
all that
comment,
fun stuff. Notification bell,
ding, ding,
whatever.
boom, all that stuff.
Follow us on Twitter, whatever that Twitter was I said earlier. Fat Guys Fantasy 1.
Some weird names. All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
See ya.